A perfect leather jacket makes every man more interesting and attractive. In this video, I'll show you exactly the tricks that designers and insiders use to distinguish between a $200 jacket and a $2,000 masterpiece. You'll learn the most common mistakes 90% of men make when buying their first leather jacket and how to find one that will still look awesome in 10 years from now. From choosing the right leather to hidden quality features and the best brands for every budget, after this video you will know more than most shopping assistants. On top of that, you'll find my personal top picks for every budget linked in the video description. So let's find your perfect leather jacket. Here we go. Let's start with the most important leather jacket styles. The most well-known, and therefore we're mentioning it first, is the biker jacket, also known as the Perfecto jacket. The name Perfecto comes from Irving Schott, the founder of the famous leather jacket brand Schott NYC, who produced his first motorcycle leather jacket and named it after his favorite cigar format, the Perfecto. The most important features are the asymmetrical zipper and the white collar with snap buttons. Typical elements are shoulder straps, zippers on the sleeves, a coin pocket on the front, and a belt on the hem. Maybe you also know this jacket as the double rider jacket. This is because the general term for this style of biker jacket is double rider, and the Perfecto is a subtype, the explicit term and explicit design of which has been patented by Schott NYC. Just remember, every Perfecto is a double rider, but not every double rider is a Perfecto. The next model is also a motorcycle jacket, namely a classic khaki racer. Compared to the Perfecto, it is much more minimalistic in design, has a straight and centered zipper, a stand-up collar, and a slim fitted cut. You should also definitely know flight jackets or aviator jackets. They are the absolute classic among leather jackets and were originally developed for the US Air Force, which also explains the elastic cuffs on the sleeves and hem, which at the time kept out the cool air at high altitudes. Characteristic of them are the aforementioned cuffs, the patch pockets, and the fur collar, although there are also some models without a fur collar. Incidentally, the most famous version is the A2 flight jacket from Schott, which has remained virtually unchanged since the 1940s. That is precisely the best example of the concept of timeless clothing, which is a core principle of this channel. The flight jacket is often confused with the bomber jacket, which has the same origin but a slightly different design. Flight jackets, for example the A2 and G1 models, were developed for the US Air Force in the 1930s and 40s. They're made of heavy leather and feature the characteristic fur collar. Bomber jackets only came into existence in the 1950s and were originally made from nylon because cockpits were now heated. They have a knitted collar instead of fur, often have a sleeve pocket, and also later became particularly popular in leather versions. Another term that is often used in this context is blouson. This is characterized by elastic and knitted cuffs on the sleeves and lower hem. Accordingly, flight jackets or bomber jackets are made in a blouson style. Then there is the field jacket. Originally developed as a robust field jacket for soldiers, today it comes in a much more refined version. Typical features are the 4 patch pockets, the stand-up collar, the longer straight cuts, and the waistband. There are many other types of jackets that are also available in leather, such as the car coat, the leather blazer, varsity jacket, or leather coats. But today we want to limit ourselves to the ones that we could really use in and for our wardrobe. Let's move on to the factors that determine quality. These are, on the one hand, the leather and the way it is processed, and on the other hand, the way the leather is worked into a jacket, for example, the seams and hardware. Choosing the right leather is absolutely crucial because a high-quality leather jacket can easily last you for decades and, as it ages, develops an even more beautiful patina. Let's talk about the most common types of leather. The thickest and heaviest skins, which are the most functional and less soft, come firstly from the buffalo and slightly finer from the bison. Cow or bull and horse come next. Cow and bull in particular are most often used in the industry due to their ideal thickness and natural grain. However, they are a bit stiffer and first need to be broken in, but they can withstand a lot. Next up is calf, which is also slightly softer than cow, but still needs to be broken in. Afterwards, we've got goat leather, which is softer than calf, but has a pronounced grain and oftentimes does have quite a leather odor to it. This is a very good all-round leather. Last but not least, we have lamb leather, which is so light and soft that people often cannot comprehend that they're dealing with real leather. These were the types of leather. Next up is the processing, which affects the price, durability, and comfort of the leather. There are smooth and rough leather types. In case of smooth leather, full grain leather is the highest quality and shows the natural, unprocessed structure of the leather. Exactly what we want to see on a high quality jacket. Grain leather is then, so to speak, the little brother of full grain leather. The natural surface is sanded and thus corrected, but the natural grains are still visible. Aniline leather has been treated with natural dyes. It is as natural as possible and breathable, but also more sensitive. But there is also a compromise, the semi-aniline leather. It undergoes a little treatment for more robustness, but retains the natural look. Then we've got split leather, which is like the McDonald's amongst the leather types. It is heavily processed, has an artificial surface, and is comparatively cheap. This is not a material you want to wear if you're looking for a long-lasting, high-quality leather jacket. You can recognize it by the fact that the label contains terms such as split suede, split leather, or coated leather, or by the fact that the surface structure and the cut edge are unnaturally even and have a very even thickness. Then there are roughened leather types: suede, nubuck, buckskin, and rough leather. Velour leather is the polished flesh side of the leather, which has a somewhat rougher and coarser surface. Nubuck leather, on the other hand, is the gentleman amongst leathers. This is the sanded grain side of the leather and is therefore super fine and particularly elegant in appearance. Buckskin is made of non-domesticated animals and is super soft and of high quality. But be careful, it is much more delicate than its smooth leather relatives. And last but not least, we have suede leather, which is actually just the umbrella term for all roughened leather types. I like to use the term when I really can't tell what type of suede leather it is. For example, because I'm only seeing pictures. With these types of rough leather, however, it must be said that they react much more sensitively to rain and dirt, so regular brushing and impregnation are essential. In order to not go completely beyond the scope of this video, I will leave out the topic of maintenance and would, if desired, cover it in a separate video, in which I generally address the care and maintenance of our wardrobe. Please feel free to let me know in the comments if you would want a video like that. Personally, I've already dealt with this topic for my upcoming video course, and I can tell you that I already have an 8-parted masterclass on the subject of material care, washing, and maintenance up my sleeve. I'll tell you, those who fear it the most are my editors who cut and edit the videos. But before we get to the brands, let's talk about the workmanship. If you're in the store or unpacking your newly ordered jacket, pay attention to the following points. The seams should be even and straight, and there should be reinforced seams in places that are subject to heavy wear. Also, make sure that the zippers are of high quality, namely either from the Japanese company YKK, from the Swiss with Riri, or stemming out of Italy with the brand Lampo. In addition, the lining should be made of natural and non-synthetic materials so that you don't sweat as if you were packed in plastic wrap. And then also make sure that the inside pockets are well made. That, together with the previous quality check of the leather, are the most important points that probably not even the shop assistants could tell you, and most men really make mistakes with. So if you please, but politely of course, educate a shop assistant or someone else about how to check the quality of a leather jacket, feel free to recommend my channel and this video with a slight wink. And as my mom used to say, let's get down to business and talk about the best brands for every budget. Is it weird that I'm quoting my mom? Kind of wimpy, right? Well, anyways, if you're watching this, I love you, Mom. And I'm not ashamed of that, by the way. We have to start with the middle range, between $200 and $400. Because, as I said, we don't want cheap split leather, and you simply can't find a good leather jacket for under $200. If you can, it'll be secondhand on eBay or in vintage stores. Which, by the way, I'd love to make a video about if you guys urge me to in the comments. The middle range includes Selected Homme, Zara Premium Collection, Mango Men Premium, Jack Jones Premium, Massimo Dutti, Marco Polo, Polo & Bear Premium Leather Collection, and Only & Sons Premium. Generally, the premium lines of many brands now represent a decent alternative to the traditional leather brands. However, you should always pay close attention to the leather quality and workmanship, as these can vary greatly between individual models. As I said at the beginning of the video, I have linked several of my favorites in each price range in the video description. And in case I forget any brand in this segment or the following ones, please let us know in the comments so that we can really make the most out of this video. With the premium segment between $400 and $800, I think you will be able to cover your needs very, very well, and you'll find the absolute classics and probably unseen qualities for you. I can recommend the brands All Saints, the Kooples, Tiger of Sweden, Sandro, Reiss, Nudie Jeans, J. Lindeberg, Arma, Baracuta, and Windsor. And if you really want to go for the best of the best, for example, the brands that are icons in their field and often also offer made-to-measure jackets, then go for the luxury segment, which is Belstaff, Oguz Leathers, the Flathead, Schott NYC, Aero Leathers, Valstar, Fine Creek Leathers, Vanson Leathers, Polo Ralph Lauren, and Rick Owens. I've had a few Belstaff jackets, both new and used from eBay, which were absolutely amazing. But yeah, every one of the brands mentioned will hold the perfect leather jacket for each and one of you out there, and I promise you, you won't want to part with that jacket for the rest of your life. But if you really want to wear the crème de la crème, a mix of a supercharged luxury name, but also the finest leather hides in the world, look no further than Saint Laurent, Acne Studios, Brunello Cucinelli, Stoffa, Ralph Lauren Purple Label, Kiton, Bottega Veneta, Brioni, Tom Ford, Loro Piana, and Hermes. And lastly, let's briefly discuss the styling of the individual leather jackets. We can, of course, consider the double rider and the Perfecto jacket as one and the same in terms of styling. Since these jackets have many details and are definitely our highlight piece of the outfit, they look best when styled as minimalistic as possible. That means, for example, all in black, like Eric Forsgren here, Martin Hanssons with blue jeans, or achromatic with a white t-shirt, like Jeff Goldblum. It looks a bit more chic, yet rustique, with a white shirt, as Eric Forsgren shows again, or the gentleman here with the jacket half closed and a denim shirt peeking out from underneath. He took off the belt, as you can see, and Eric Forsgren still wears it but open. It's a matter of personal taste and style. There's no right or wrong. Otherwise, Peter Zottolo also shows how you can style the jacket sartorially, namely with high-rise flannel trousers, dark shirt, scarf, and a flat cap. I'm telling you, keep it really simple. With jackets like this, less is more. Let's move on to the Cafe Racer. It has far fewer decorative elements and features, which is why it doesn't push you as strongly in a stylistic direction as the Perfecto does, making it probably easier to style to start with. And I say probably because the styling options don't differ. In my opinion, the Cafe Racer is simply a bit cleaner in terms of design language, while the Perfecto is a bit more rough and I'd say rock and roll. But both are and remain jackets of the same functional and aesthetic origin, namely motorcycle jackets. Keep it simple, try a white or a black t-shirt, and with a dark denim shirt, the look would also be really cool. You could also wear a thin sweater, for example, or a casual layering look with it. Again, give the jacket some room to work. The flight jacket or aviator jacket is much more versatile in comparison, simply because there are versions with and without a fur collar. Do it casually, like Tom Hardy, in an oversized look and t-shirt. Try it with a Henley underneath if you like it more rustique, or do it like this guy here, a little more fashionable and high quality, with elegant pants, sneakers, and a sweater. It also looks very good with a shirt underneath, or elegant and high quality with a turtleneck sweater. And as these two gentlemen demonstrate, you can pull off the same styles with a vintage jacket or a newer one, both without a fur collar and a bit more sleeker in design. When thinking about the bomber jacket, all we need to do is look at these three combinations, proving we can refer to the same styling methods as for motorcycle jackets due to its sporty nature. However, what I find particularly exciting for us is the suede leather blousons. They are the perfect link between classic men's fashion and modern casual wear. You can wear one with a tie, as shown here, or casually elegant, as shown here. And they also look great with jeans. The field jacket then comes as a versatile hybrid that has something sporty about it due to its functional elements, as we see here. But at the same time, due to its length and depending on the slightly modified design as seen here, it can round off the office look as an elegant casual Friday option very easily too. Here's another two outfits that perfectly showcase that this is the perfect gentleman's leather jacket. If you want more shopping suggestions for all kinds of items in the future and also need feedback for your looks, then subscribe to my paid newsletter. In addition to 4 very detailed posts a month, including shopping links, you'll have access to our community Discord, where you can have me rate your outfits in the Wear or Pass channel or ask the community for feedback. You can find the link at the top of my video description. And for those who don't know me yet, for my outros, I usually drop a few completely random facts about myself that probably no one expects from me. But just to show you guys that we're all just a bunch of boys with the same stupid hobbies. Besides being interested in fashion, of course, I am really loving my fisherman lifestyle lately. Since moving to Miami, I go out fishing as often as I can with my inflatable Amazon kayak, and I absolutely love it. I suck at it, but I think I'm getting there, at least I hope. And besides that, I am a huge UFC fan, with Justin Gaethje being my absolute favorite fighter. He's also fighting against Dan Hooker in, I think, 3 weeks. Dude, I got your back. Also, I have a very nerdy hobby, which is collecting first edition Pokemon cards in German. And yes, of course, I constantly browse the web for cars and watches that I both cannot afford. Is that too much of a schizophrenic mix, or can anyone relate? I hope so. Anyways, see you guys in the next video. Your style consultant. And this chair is annoying me the whole time. See you.